All right, what's up, everybody? We are back with the next installment on my Caniks. So, I delayed this video a little bit because on the last video, I had spoke, maybe I cut it out, I don't remember, but I had spoke about getting a new Canik, which was going to send Canik over the top as far as handguns goes in my house. So Springfield is no longer the front runner. So we delayed the video a little bit because I did, in fact, get that Canik in, and we are going to talk about it, and I get to actually show it to you. So I'm super excited. So let's dive right in. So I have 3 more Caniks to show you. We did the SFTs and the SFX last time. As you can see, my Springfields are up top. 5 to 6 now. What can I say? The Caniks that I have had and got to shoot and stuff so far are awesome, and I'm thoroughly impressed. I took these 3 out to the range a week ago. 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. So I took these out 2 weeks ago. That video will come, and I will go over some of the stuff that I've had. One of these I've also taken, well, 2 of them I took to the range previously as well, and we will cover all of that in the next video. All right, so what are we talking about first? The hat I wore the last time. So, the Canik TTI Combat. So, the standard bronze. Unloaded. All right, so this was the first Canik installment that came out, or TTI Combat, my apologies. So, the TTI Combat is a combination with Terran Tactical Innovations. If you guys don't know who Terran Butler is, he's a very talented shooter, all kinds of accolades under his belt for shooting. He is known for hipfire competitions as well. And he is, if you know who he is, best known for training Keanu Reeves to be John Wick in the movies. Guy is amazing at what he does. If you know what a TTI is, the Pit Viper, the Sand Viper, all of those, you're looking at guns anywhere from $5,000 to probably close to $10,000. Because that's, I guess, the quality of the guns he makes. I personally have never shot any of them, so I can't attest to how good they are. However, this, like I said, was a collaboration between him and Canik. It even has his logo on there. And what you get in the box, and for pluses and stuff, we will go over in a minute. But these pistols are truly amazing. You have your fiber optic front sight. You have your blacked out rear. It is optics ready. The plates and stuff should be in the box. This is also a compensated pistol. However, this compensator is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. So what Canik has done is they have made like a QD compensator, so quick detach. So this one is fairly simple. There's a, is it a pin? I can't remember. I want to say yes. There's a pin in here. You pop this out. There is a little piece in the front that you have to depress. Rotate this. I believe it's about a 45-degree angle, and remove the suppressor or compensator. Remove the compensator, and underneath you don't have a threaded barrel. Why did Canik not make this a threaded barrel? Because they wanted this to be an option for people in California as well. So because it's not a threaded barrel, people in California, as long as it is a California compliant model, are allowed to do that. What's the difference in the California compliant model? Your magazines are only going to hold 10 rounds. And what else comes different with the California compliant is typically your loaded chamber indicator will be marked saying loaded when up. Completely stupid. Don't get it at all, because now I get to indicate to the bad guy of whether I have rounds in the chamber or not. So really rather stupid to me. But anyways, So this is a fluted barrel. It also has the cuts in the slide. And yes, like I said, compensated. It has the super aggressive serrations, which make it easy for racking. If you notice on the slide stop, you also have the aggressive serrations. It's a bronze and black colorway, which is a color that Terran Tactical is known for. You have your changed out back straps, the flared mag well, and then this comes with an 18 and a 21 round mag. And we will look at those here shortly. This is a great pistol. There have been a lot of things that have come out of issues that come up with these. So the TTI Combat is known for either the recoil spring not quite being heavy enough, which can cause failure to go into battery. So if you're shooting your pistol and you happen to notice that your slide just hasn't quite gone all the way forward, that's a failure to go into battery. And that's usually fixed. I mean, it's annoying, but yes, you can smack it forward and continue firing. There's also been a lot of failure to feed. So let me go ahead and lock this. So what's happening is your feed ramp, which is in here, right there where your barrel, the end of your barrel, you'll see a little slope that's called your feed ramp. A lot of what the issue has come up with that is that for some reason the rounds are hanging up on that feed ramp and not driving up into the barrel. Typically that can be fixed by polishing the feed ramp, or that can be fixed by reaching out to Canik and probably getting a new barrel. If you reach out to them for the recoil spring, they typically will send you a heavier recoil spring as well. And usually that fixes the issue. Some people say if you shoot 124 grain versus 115, that will fix it as well. There's also been put out there that there is a break-in period for the TTI Combat. So once you hit 500 rounds, no more issues. I had a customer buy one of these. He was highly upset because he had taken it out and he was having failure to go into battery over and over and over again. He reached out to Canik. They sent him the heavier recoil spring. He ended up actually not putting the recoil spring in because he ended up getting to 500 rounds, and for whatever reason, then all of a sudden the thing started shooting flawlessly. I know it sounds crazy and people don't understand it, but yes, some guns have a break-in period. That's just the way that they work. Now, not all guns are that way, but there are some that are like that. So get it to that 500 to 1,000 rounds, and it may start shooting flawlessly and you won't have any issues. It's the same thing with a car. If you have a Dodge Challenger Demon 170, there is a break-in period. You have to drive that car for so many miles before you can actually take it to the drag strip and make it do what it's made to do. That's the way it works. Unfortunately, that's just part of some of these things. But this is a great pistol. I think it looks amazing. The color combination is really good. I sold these very well when they came out. Unfortunately, you almost couldn't get them fast enough because people were buying them constantly. So that is great. So we're just going to roll right into the next one, which is the new TTI Combat Smoke. So Canik came out with the TTI again. They changed the color scheme on it. So we still stuck with the bronze and the black. Did a little bit of silver on the slide, the silver flared mag well, the slide stop, the magazine release. This one again is clear. Compensator. Some people don't like the bronze barrel with this. I think it looks great. A lot of people are wanting to swap their bronze barrel and put it in their standard TTI. I don't have the desire for that, to be just frank with you. I think this looks great. I may try it just to see what it looks like, and for other reasons. But again, fluted barrel, the same QD compensator. This is the same exact gun, just a different color. However, I loved my TTI so much that I had to have this one. And to be frank with you, I actually like the color of this one better. Just to be honest, this is more of the color scheme that I would look for. I don't dislike the standard color of the TTI. I still think it looks good, but this one just looks, I just love this color combination. They filled in the Canik TTI and the Terran Tactical logo and stuff on this one, so I just think it looks really awesome. However, like I said, it is the same pistol. I was super excited when they released this. Was waiting for it. I actually just randomly found this on a store before these were actually like even officially released. So I'm really happy to have gotten this one, and now I have the matching set. As you guys know, per usual, I have the stands. Unfortunately, the smoke one is on its way. It took him a little bit to get that one up and going on his Etsy, but now I've ordered it and I should be getting it tomorrow actually. So possibly a post for that tomorrow. So you can see what it looks like. He actually did the smoke one a little bit different, so the lettering is actually angled up. And then he has a version that doesn't come with the mag holders and the ammo slots, which actually has the top portion of it looks like the slide of the smoke, which is really cool. However, I wanted to kind of keep mine very similar OCD, so I went ahead and got the one with the mag slots and the ammo slots on there. So these are both really great pistols. I truly love them. I am very excited. They truly are great looking pistols. The functionality and stuff of them is really great. So I was highly excited to have gotten these. And I forgot to pull up. Let's see if we can pull it up. Oh, it's not going to tell me. Sweet. Yeah, so these come with, like I said, you get an 18 round mag and a 21 round mag. There's other stuff in the box. Let's actually pull one of those out really quick. So this is the case for the TTI Combat. So this one is the smoke. It has the silver logo. If you get the bronze one, this logo is actually bronze. Very nice Pelican case. Got the nice clips. It's got the holes that you can lock it. So this is TSA compliant. However, would I want to carry my pistol in this big old thing through the airport? Probably not. You get this nice little placard from Taryn Butler, which just has like a nice little thanks for buying my gun type thing, and just kind of what this meant to them. Like I said, it comes with the plates, if I can get them out of here. So you have this is your like first tier, where you have your plates for your optics. There's 2 in here. You have your toolkit. If you've never gotten a Canik and you don't know what this is the toolkit. So when you take this out of here, if you remove this little slot on the bottom, inside of here are all of your bits. This, because it has a fiber optic front sight, there should be more pieces of fiber optic in there so that you can replace the sights if you would like. There's the screws for when you put an optic on there. Basically everything you need is in there, and the barrel of the gun actually serves as your slot for your screwdriver bit. So you can actually use the gun itself as a screwdriver. You've got your 2 back straps. There's another plate up here. So there's actually 3 plates in here. Typically your spare mag will go here. If you get another mag, you have a slot for that. If you put the extended mag on, you can pull this piece out. I mean, there's all kinds of slots on here. You can pull this piece out if you decide to put an optic on it so that it'll still fit in the box. They get so innovative and great with these. Here is the second level of the case, where you get your cleaning gear. So you have a cleaning brush, a rod. This is a punch. So you can use this punch to change out your back straps. You can use it to punch out pins in the pistol if you're breaking it down. Your holster, which I will show just a minute. a low load recoil spring because, like I said, Taryn Butler is known for hip fire stuff, so he uses lower loads, and that requires a different recoil spring, so they have included that here. You have your Canik TTI coin, just a coin showing that you purchased the TTI Combat, and then you have your holster. And I have to say, in all honesty, of all Canik holsters, this is probably the best one. You're getting a free holster. Like I said, they're not the greatest thing in the world. However, this one, I will say, is pretty good. It is a competition style holster. If you look, this little TTI logo up here, and then your trigger down below is mapped out. Hold on. Right there. And it actually fits perfectly with the pistol. So when your gun is in here, your trigger is actually right here behind this. And that TTI logo is also right behind there. And then the serrations and stuff are kind of mapped out on here. This one also is finger retention. So you can actually just use this. So on the fly, when you're like competing or whatever, if you need to adjust retention, you can literally just do it with your fingers as opposed to needing a tool to do it. And I just think that that is one of the coolest things. It just makes life easier, like I said, if you're competing. So this, like I said, I think this is the best holster I've seen from Canik so far. And like I said, I have been a dealer for almost 2 years, and so I've seen a lot of Caniks, and this one is one of the best. The SFX Rival ones are pretty good too. They just don't have the finger retention. However, the holster is almost the same as this one, other than that. So, let's get on to the final. All right. So the final Canik I purchased, which I purchased right before the smoke, is the Mete MC9 Prime. Now, if you notice, all three of these have the same trigger. So this is Canik's competition style trigger. So Canik used to have the MC9, which was much shorter than this. You would, when you got an extended mag, it wasn't extended on the backside. It was only extended through here. I always thought that that was just so weird. It was very small. It was very stiff. And I understand them being smaller. They're going to be stiffer. That happens. But then here, just several months ago, they released the MC9L, which is the same barrel length as the standard MC9, but had the same grip as this one does. So that longer grip where you're actually getting a full hold on the pistol. Again, this one's clear. And then they did the MC9LS, which has the same length barrel as the Prime does, but also has this same grip as well. So you were getting this pistol, but you were getting a little bit of a downgraded version. So what's better about the Prime? With the Prime, they have extended the stippling on the grip up further, including like through here where your trigger finger would ride, or if you're a left-handed shooter, that's kind of the territory you would be looking for, like your other thumb maybe. So they've extended that because this wasn't quite as long. This also has the flared magwell, which I believe you can get for the MC9L and LS. But this one comes standard with it. This one has that competition trigger, which is a 90-degree break trigger. It is ported in the slide and the barrel. So this top is ported, and then the sides, you have one on each side. And then it's also cut right there in the top, and it is engraved to say Prime. If I can get that where y'all can see it, probably not. This just, I mean, this is an overall different pistol. The serrations are more aggressive. You've got the little cuts in the front of your slide. This thing is remarkable. Just to be frank with you, this thing is just amazing. It has the tritium front and back sights. Mine, I put the O Sight S on it. They took too long to release the MO4, so I ended up just buying this. I paid less than MSRP, which was awesome. And then the sight I got for like 150 bucks. So threw the O Sight S on it. Here recently, I just added the TLR 7X sub because the holster that I ordered for it fits that light. And so I ordered a different light because what's on my Hellcat Pro currently is not the 7X sub. But this thing is just amazing. Like I said, it is a 90-degree brake trigger. Like I said, the TTIs are going to be the same trigger, so this is what you're going to get. Here's your wall. Brake. Reset right back to the brake. So same thing as the SFT and the SFX, that reset is right there back at the brake, which is fantastic. But like I said, it is a 90-degree brake, so your take up isn't quite as much, and you're not getting any kind of extra in between the wall and the brake. Like once you hit the wall, the brake is right there. So this thing, absolutely love it. This thing is amazing. The grip texture and everything on this is just awesome. This O-Sight has really turned out to be a great optic. This is the magnetic rechargeable one. The SE is side load battery if you prefer that sort of thing. I'm sure the side load battery lasts a little bit longer, but this one you can just throw that magnetic charger on there and it charges it in no time, and it'll actually show you what the charge is on top. So this thing is amazing. Again, we have the stand. Where did I get these from? I Build Anything on Etsy. Go over there and get you one of these. If there's one that's not on there anymore, you can always ask him, and he probably can still make it because I'm sure he still has the files to make certain ones. Like I said, I have the TTI Combat. The Smoke is on its way, the Prime, and then all three of those all are his stands as well. But this thing is amazing. Let's pull out the box this one comes with. So, MC9 Prime. So this is the same Pelican case, just a little bit smaller. We open it up. Again, we have two tiers. You've got your two back straps, your tool, the Prime sign, the holster it came with. This is an inside outside the waistband. This is G-code. So they went with a higher quality company. In my opinion, it is not the greatest holster in the world, which, like the Canik guy explained to me at Goals, when you take a holster and you make it inside and outside the waistband, it tends to work better for outside than it does for inside the waistband because it does have to ride high. That's the problem I ran into with this one. The gun rides a little bit too high, and so it tends to bow out for my body and just doesn't conceal very well. You have your mag loader. And then we get to tier 2, if I can get it open. There's your, sorry, that's my plate and stuff. The paddle for your outside the waistband holster, your brush, again, the punch, and your rod for cleaning. So what Canik gives you in their boxes, again, is amazing. I don't know any other company that does it this well. There are some other Turkish companies that do some pretty decent goodies in the box, but Canik, to me, does the best. And this thing, like I said, again, is TSA compliant, so if you want to fly with it, you can. It's a nice little case. So I've taken the Prime to the range multiple times. And I'm just going to put this out there now and prepare for the shock factor. The Prime is my favorite handgun. That's over my Echelons, my Hellcats. They call me the Hellcat Queen. I guess I'm not the Hellcat Queen anymore. However, I am doing some mods to the Echelon, so we will get what mods I'm adding to it, and how much better it gets when I mod it that way. I am building that one out for competition. So prepare yourselves for the next video that we will be doing the echelon.